Hello, gorgeous, and welcome back. Today we have Men from Mars and Women from Venus by John Gray. Again, another very controversial book, and it made a lot of controversy around its concept. The author of this book is a man that I believe was married and divorced more than 5 or 6 times, and he is one of the best-selling authors about relationships and marriage. So, I don't know, maybe take his words with a grain of salt. So, the concept of this book is men and women are completely different. They are from different planets. They think differently. They behave differently. They appreciate their feelings and emotions differently. And that's completely not accurate. All right. So let me just tell you from the beginning, the concept of the book is not 100% accurate. It's not written from a psychologist. He's not a doctor. He's not someone who you can take his words 100% truth. But the book is not all the way wrong, and it has some good things and some bad things. So you just take what you can from this book, and if you find something helpful in your life and something true and validated, you can use it, and if not, you can lose it. All right, so let's go on a couple of concepts from this book. First, women and men appreciate and feel appreciated in different ways. For example, men feel loved when they feel needed. Women feel appreciated. So when you make a man feel like you need him and he's responsible, you need a man to do any task in the house. For example, the man, when he feels needed, he feels loved. And the woman needs to feel appreciated. This is something you might actually find in life. It could be reversed, but it mostly, in the author's opinion, is a real thing. So make women more appreciated. And how do we do that? We move on to another concept, which is the love language that men and women talk. So men, for example, appreciate a grand gesture, and women appreciate more frequent literal presence. How is that? If you bring a car for a man, this man will thank you forever, for the rest of his life. But if you bring a woman a car, she will be thankful. But if you did not bring her anything for the next couple of weeks or months, maybe, that will drive a wedge between you and her. If you bring her a flower every day, or giving her compliments or a small present every now and then, that would be very, very good. But if you bring something big for her, but for a long time you did not bring anything else, that would not be cool. All right? So become generous and bring some stuff often. Another thing is what women and men need is different in a relationship. For example, when a man expresses a problem, the man is looking for a solution. He wants to know what's going on, and probably when a man is facing a problem, he does not want to talk about his problem. When a woman expresses a problem, she wants to be heard. She wants to express her feelings, and the man listens to her. So an example, a woman saying, I had a trouble at work and some issues with the manager, whatever. The man says, so why don't you leave this job? And she says, okay, well, because I like this job and so on, but the problem is with some colleagues. So the man says, so why don't you handle these guys? So the woman does not want to find a solution. She just wants to express her feelings and talk. The man, on the other hand, mostly wants to find a problem. 1 + 1 = 3 for men, and for women it's more than 3. So this is the author's opinion. Some men might find this actually true, and most men say that we like to have our distance, we like to have our space, we don't want to be bothered when we are having problems, and women like to be intimate and express their feelings and emotions and so on. In general, these things are not absolute rules, and everyone is different. In psychology in general and in human behavior, you can see some common patterns. However, you cannot judge it by a ruler and just say this is equal that, and can measure it by centimeters. In general, if you want to learn, and I know that I'm repeating general things, and that is not the best way, but some people just like to generalize that as they are not, trying to become expert in relations. This book is just telling you this concept that you have to understand and seek to be understood. You have to understand the other sex and be able to express that and avoid arguments. So, for example, if you say, you are different lately, or the things that you brought, I don't like something about you, you don't start attacking, considering this as attack on you, thinking like, what do you mean this is not good, or I don't look good? So do not consider this as an attack. Consider this as a chance, as an opportunity to talk, just to open. Maybe this is a cover for something else. Maybe she's just having some trouble. So don't take everything as an attack. Don't take everything as, a way to make trouble. Take it easy and try to understand each other. Try to communicate more. You will develop your own language. Lastly, every person has a couple of elements that need to be filled: the mental side, the emotional side, the physical side, and the spiritual side. So every day you have these four corners, these four glasses that you have to fill in your partner. The mental side is filled with conversations and discussions and ideas and sharing dreams and thoughts and learning some things together and experiencing some things. And the physical side, of course, is experienced with intimacy and, hugging and touching and just smiling and even looking at each other, making deep eye contact and so on. The emotional side is connected more with family and with experiences and with truth and honesty. Honesty and is one of the most important things in relationships, especially between spouses. And this is something that you have to develop, is honesty and confidence and trust in one another. And the last thing is spirituality. Spirituality is a very important element. And even if you are not a deep believer in that, you are not going to experience full life without real spirituality. Your hearts are here in this life, but they are connected in the throne of God. As we say, when you pray together, when you recite together, when you are connected in something more than this life, you get to get one more experience, not only in this life, not even on planets, but in much higher place in heaven. I hope that you find your perfect spouse, you have the best life, and you find your partner not in any other planets, but in this planet and in the afterlife in heaven. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.